So let's get started. So the first thing I would like us to do is that let's begin by installing the Vue in our project. So what we're going to do, the first thing, I'm using a Vue CLI. I've already installed a Vue CLI. So what you need to do here, you just need to run npm install npm install at Vue /CLI. We need to come here and have Vue installed using this particular command. So you just need to run this command and you'll have Vue installed. So I already have the Vue CLI, so I'm using the Vue CLI in my project. So the next thing is you need now to create a project. For example, when I run Vue version, so I'm having this particular version already installed for my Vue CLI. So that's what we need to do. Okay, so let me just navigate to a folder and let me so that I can get started with the Vue project. So the first thing I would like to do is, let me just go to my E folder and let me just identify the particular okay, so now I'm already in a folder called htdocs. That's where I'm going to create my Vue project. So the first command will be Vue create. So the name of the project, in my case, I'm going to call it a Vue blog app. So this is what I'm going to call. So Vue is now going to create the particular project with the particular name. Okay, so this may take a while, so we'll just need to wait for a while as it comes in. So I'm already in my htdocs folder. So I'm now going to create the Vue project. So I'm going to run the Vue create Vue blog app like that, and let me just hit enter. So this may take a while, but it's going to get created so that we can get started with our app. Okay, so now here I'm being requested to pick a preset so that we can get started with Vue. So remember, I'm using Vue 3. I'm going to use Vue 3. So let me manually select the features. So you just navigate to manually select features and click enter. So I'm going to use Babel and then I'm also going to choose Vue 3 and click enter. Now here I'm asked about using ESLint for code errors. So what I'm going to do here, let me just select the first one and click enter. And then I'm also asked to select additional lint on save or fix. So let me just go with the first one, and as well I'm going to use package.json. Save this preset as a feature project. No, let me just say no and let me continue. So now my project is going to be created using that is under the Vue CLI. So this may take a while, so let me just come back when this is done. So let me just pause it. All right, so now the project has been started. So now I just need to seed into Vue blog app, and then I just need to run the npm run sub so that the project can be started. Okay, so now our project will be started on a local server so that we can get started. All right, so now our project is started on a local server. So let me just click this and open this project. So our project is already started. Now we can see it. So now let me navigate to this folder in that is the Vue blog app, so that we can be in the correct so that let me just open this project where it is. So let me just open the folder. I need to also have my router installed in my project. So now when you go to this particular URL, there is a Vue mastery, a blog article on how to install router. I would highly recommend you to go there and check it out. So I'm going to install the router since I did not select it from the command line. So let me just install it manually. So I'm selecting this particular command, npm Vue Router, since I'm using the node package manager. So let me just paste that and install the router. All right, so this may also take a while, so let's just wait for it. All right, so now the router is installed. The Vue router is installed. So let me just clear this. So when you look at it in your packet.json, you find that it is already installed. That is, we already have our Vue router installed in our project. So what we now need to do is as it is already installed, now it should come under the particular router and index file. So we need to locate it under the source files. So under the source files, it needs to be found here. So now here I will need to add a router directory. That is, I need to add a folder under the source. So I'm going to call this folder router, and then under the router I'm going to have a file called index.js, which is going to render the different routes within our app. So now what we need to do is as well, you can see now we have, for example, this particular code that is generated. Now when you install the router through the command line, or when you pick a router already, it comes with already pre-installed this particular coding style that is already installed. But since we are doing it manually, so let me just have this particular code copied, and let me just paste it in my file. So I just need to have it copied there in my index.js, so where I'm importing the router, and as well I'll have, that is the view. I'm also returning the home, the about, and yeah. So this is what, let me just save that. So when we go back again, there is also as well, we now need to have it imported. So I'm also going to import the route in. So let me just copy that. Let me take it to the main.js. So I'm going to import it there. So we are going to have it as from there. Okay, so this needs to end with like that. So let me just save that. All right, so there's something not right here. So let me just check. So we just need to, okay, so now we need to use it as well. We need to have it in under the create app, use router. So I'm going to also as well include this particular so under the create app, we need also to have it rendered from there, so that it can now use, so that our JS can now use the particular router. So we are good to go. So what now we need to do here, so under the particular files, I'm going to create the particular views that we are going to be returning. As at now, we already have some. We already have the home, the about page as well. So let me just create some views here so that we can get started in our project. So what we now need to do, I'll need to go to, okay, so let me just create the views. So under the source, I'm going to generate a folder, and I'm going to call it views. This folder has the particular views that I'm going to be returning. So the first one is going to be the home view. this home view. I'm also going to have the about. So I'm also having the about dot view. Okay, so let's go to the next thing. So as well, within the views, I'm also going to generate the block. So let me just generate them quickly since my laptop is kinda slow in a way. Now the last one is going to be that is within the views folder is going to be the contact. So I'm going to have the contact as well, but remember they are returning empty, but I'm just showing you for you to get started with the view. So it's just for demonstration purposes. So now we already have these particular views generated within our website. So the first thing I would like us to do, I want us to return this particular pages or particular views within our app. So when we go to app.view, which is the one that is now rendering this, what we're about to see here, I'm going to change it, and generate a particular different CSS, that is particular different views. So now when I check again under the view mastering, let me just have this template, which I'm going to use it to return the particular pages here. Okay, so let me just copy this and paste them there. So what is now doing is going to return the particular pages like this, the particular views as well. I will not need to import the view, the hello world view and all that. So let me just take this one out. Okay, so now this is going to return this particular views that is under the home page. So now when you save this as well, before we do that, there's something I've remembered. Okay, so we need now also to import these particular views within our index.js within the router. So now within the router, this is what we need to do, since we are already having two constant routes, which is returning the path, the name, and the component. So what we need to do, I will need to add, since I've already added other views like services, blog, post editors, I'll need to add them as well. So what I'll need to do here, let me just minimize this. Okay, so I'll just need to copy this. So let me just copy this and let me just paste there. Let me just, okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this, for example, to the next following view. I think this should be home about, then let's say services. So that is going to return the services. So here is going to be, so this is services. The next one is going to be blog. All right, so now I've already given them I've changed the path. So now the path here is going to be /services. So I'm going to have this should be small, so /services, and as well for the next one is going to be the blog. So I'm also going to have the blog as well. All right, so now these are generated. So they are going to be the paths. So when you click particular view, it's going to navigate to this. That is the particular link is going to navigate to this particular path. So what you now need to do here as well is, as you see the home and the about imported, so we are also going to import these particular views that we have added. So let me just import them. So let me just click one of them and import. Let me change them. All right, so now these are already imported. So I've imported them in their order. So and then now we have the paths, and that is the components that we are returning. All right, so now these routes are already good to go. So now when I go back to the app.vue. So now this one should also, I should be able to copy this and generate. That is here. I'm going to have the /blog, for example. So this is going to be the blog. This is blog, and then I'm going to also have the. Okay, so now I'm done with this one, and so now they should be able to return. So okay, so let me just have an h1. So an h1 class is going to, let me give it a text of to Excel. So I'm going to render it at the center, and I'm going to have a font of semi-bold, so like that, and then let me give it pt padding on from the top to be of 20. Yes, like that. Let me just close that. So now this one should be applied on our header, which is going to be trending. Okay, so this is h1. Let's close this like that. All right, so let's run this project and check if our routes are running well, and as well if the title has been rendered. So let me run the npm run sub and click enter. Let's just check. This one, the text should be text with the 2xl, so there should be a dash sign here. So let me just say this again as the project is running. Okay, so this may also take a while, but it's going to start at the local server. All right, so we have an error here. Sorry guys, I just forgot to change these ones into their respective files. So this one should be services. So this should be services. All right, so let me save that. Let me run it again. Let's check. Okay, so now it is running in our local development server. So let me refresh the project. Okay, so now it's already returning, and I'm only seeing 2. All right. Okay, now they have been rendered. So I just remove the nav here, since we are now in Tailwind, and as well you can now see it's already rendering this particular. So we can see our routes are working fine with this one being rendered as such.